Howdy, pirates. This is Kusumoto from Kusumoto's Navy on for another video for you here. And yes, I have come into the 21st century as far as actually finding software that works with a microphone. EasyBit is out the door because I found some really annoying features with it where you couldn't actually have voice up at the same time that you were recording, which is always fun. So out the door goes, down the stairs it gets kicked, and in comes this new software. So I hope this is the first in a series of a number of these that I do. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use this channel for other than this. I'm sure there'll be something, but for right now, I decided to make this video as partially as just a sort of a test of the new software and also of my new microphone, and just because I felt like it, so there. So what we're going to talk about here, just real quick, is base design and strategy. Now, this is going to be more geared towards your 30s and 40s level pirates out there in the high seas, but a lot of these rules still also apply to people who have late 20s or mid and early 30s bases as well. A lot of this I actually got from Lisa or Lise or Lise or whatever her name is over on the forums. If you get a chance, I would definitely suggest reading her bit about surviving level 40s parts 1 and 2. A lot of what I've got in my base design I've actually gotten from her posts. So much of this is going to be kind of a repeat of that, but also more of a visual look at it. I personally, I only learn by doing, or I learn by actually seeing someone doing something. Reading, while it is helpful, I find isn't as good as actually seeing it in action. So what we're going to talk about here is just some general tips and tricks for people who are in their 30s, 40s, maybe late 20s if you've already got Outpost 4, just as far as just a general strategy for base design, and then also some base tactics you can use. So let's dive right in. So what you've got here is, a lot of people who've been playing Battle Pirates for a while are going to recognize this. This is your classic backwards E base. Meaning a lot of people some time ago actually using this base quite a bit. It's gone out of style a little bit in the last 4, 5, 6 months since we had the advent of things like Threshers and Stingrays and a few other things. But this is sort of a classic base design that you're looking at here. So the idea is, and if you have never built a base that looks kind of like this, you've just started playing a few weeks ago or a few months ago, you've got kind of a square base, maybe you've got a bay. The reason this is built this way is for a couple of reasons. First of all, if you notice, you've got this channel here with a number of different ways and turns and places for ships to get hung up. That's exactly how it's designed and why it's designed that way. There are places for ships to get hung up, especially right about here, here, and here. So those are basically kill zones that you've created in that particular area where the ships have to turn, they have to slow down to come around this corner. So it's taking advantage of the fact that there are those kill zones there that you can actually set up your mortars, your howitzers, your serves, whatever you've got. Basically take advantage of the fact that they're going to have to slow down to come around this turn, or maybe get stuck on the walls over here so that they're in a good field of fire for your main guns. Now there are, like I said, there are a lot of other base designs. This isn't exactly the base design. I'm not going to say that this is the best base design or that this is the base design you should use. Your mileage may vary, as always. But a lot of things I noticed looking at other base videos, a lot of people say, well, this is a good base design, build this. This is a good base design, build this. You know what? Copying base designs, yeah, it'll work, but you're not really learning anything. So this is a basic base design that I want to show you, and feel free to add, subtract, amend, whatever you want to do to this to make it more your base as far as your play style goes. This fits my play style for a number of different reasons. I'll go into a couple of them here in just a few minutes. But I just wanted to show you a few things that I've got going on here, just to give you an idea. So if we zoom in a little bit, we're going to see a couple of different things. First of all, you're going to see that I only have one serve, and it's this lonely little serve over here off to the side. And the reason is because I have 3 howitzers. Why do I have 3 howitzers, you ask? Well, if we go take a look at it, I'll show you why. We've got Howitzer 4, and early on in the Forsaken missions, I was able to get the DPU-2 shells, which are amazing. They are outstanding. These 3 little howitzers have accounted for more enemy fleet tonnage in my channel than anything else I've got over here. They are outstanding. I mean, ballistic accuracy plus 30, so you're talking about an accuracy in the 80s. It doesn't miss much, and you're talking about a damage rating of about 560 per shot, and reload time less than 1, so you're pumping out 500 points of damage every few seconds when you turn around. So These are really, really good with depleting uranium shells. If you don't have them, I suggest trying to get them if you can. I don't know if they're going to have them in the next Forsaken mission or not, but they are outstanding for even 30s and early 40s. They're great. I had someone come across with a pack of Stingrays the other day, and those 3 Howitzers took out 2 of them before he even got over to the other side of the channel there. So they are outstanding for anything ballistic. Howitzer cannons, of course, are the easiest to get a howitzer cannon for. Also good for javelins, probably good for the disruptor cannon too. So, but if you have even just the howitzers, they're still really, really good for. So you got those. See, there's my lone flak gun. Basically, the flak gun. If you click on it here, you're going to see I've got a protection radius of everything except the SERB. So even my howitzers and my ARC that are back here under the flak gun, my docks under the flak gun. I do have a base defense fleet that's in repair right now, for obvious reasons. But normally the flak gun's covering 3 of the defense ships too. So basically it makes sniping much, much more difficult. And then over here you're going to see I have 3 bombard turrets right in a row. So why is that? Well, something that a lot of people don't remember is that this little cone of fire here shows you how far out it goes, but this goes straight up to infinity. It will go up as far as, the moon. So anything that's coming over here that's actually trying to shoot through this to get to anything back here has to go through this cone. So anything that's going through it is going to get shot down. So like the optimal place to snipe a lot of my buildings with mortars, siege mortars, assault mortars is going to be somewhere like right in here if you want to stop. Once you've taken these out, because they probably will get taken out. So you take these out, you stop here and start sniping over here. These are still going to be shooting them down. So it's going to cost them time. Also, these 3 are also covering my main turrets here, which is the first ones that are going to get sniped like mortars if they are. This one's a little off to the side a little bit, so I don't feel too great about that. But by the same token, if 2 of them are up, they can still sink half a fleet by themselves. So, and then also protecting the dock as well. So now let's talk about the second line of defense. This is the first line of defense. Most of the defense fleet I have would be part of this first line of defense. The second line of defense is back here with my wonderful mortars. Now, before you all start yelling, those are only Victory 3s. Well, I know that. Vic 4s are cooking over here right now. These are all going to be replaced with Vic 4s in the back here as soon as I can make them that. So, like I said, you notice up here, this says 41. I just hit 40 recently, so I've been playing catch up as fast as I can. Same thing with the walls. Yes, I understand they're walls 3. The upgrade over here is going on, and as soon as that's done, it'll be DU4 and walls 4 for that. So second line of defense here, the Victory mortars here, and once again, if you look at the firing radius, where are your kill zones? Well, you've got a kill zone here, you've got a kill zone here, you've got a kill zone there. This mortar can hit all 3 of those kill zones, so that's what you're looking for is when you're placing your Victory mortars. Make sure that they are not only hitting kill zones, but you have overlapping fields of fire. So in other words, look at this one. Same kill zones, same kill zones, same kill zones, same kill zones. This one's a little bit further, but you've still got part of that kill zone and all of that one there. So you want overlapping fields of fire to be able to hit those kill zones with your mortars when at all possible. Same thing with the arc missile in the back. Now this is a little bit different because its main focus is going to be on this kill zone here and a little bit up here. So this is one I'm just sort of experimenting with. I may turn this into a Victory at some point. I'm kind of playing around with it to see how it works. So we'll figure that out as we go. I'm playing with it right now. It seems okay. It's very hard to intercept. That's the main difference between it and the VIX is that arc missile, very difficult to intercept. Victory mortars, very easy to intercept. Hence 5 versus 1. So I haven't actually seen anyone successfully intercept one of these yet, although I haven't had anyone come across with the flak guns yet. So that's the basic turret layout and design. The other things to remember when you're doing base design is you want as much space between the important stuff and the outside as you can possibly get. Notice my outpost is sort of right in the middle of everything, so you're going to have to come around to at least about here. You want to start hitting it. Same thing with the warehouses. These 3 you're going to come around. This one you're going to go all the way around. Or if you have something with long enough missiles, you can possibly snipe it from over here. But mostly you're going to have to come around this corner and come get everything, which once again is going to take time. Big thing with base design to remember is all you want to do is buy time. If they take out all your turrets everywhere, they take out your dock, excuse me, they take out some of your research buildings over here, but the timer times out when they're here, you've won. Don't even worry about keeping this stuff alive. If the timer times out here, or even here, or be really good if it timed out there, you win. So just keep that in mind when you're doing base design, is that you're not really looking at destroying fleets, you're looking at buying enough time for the timer to win out. So as I said, this is a very basic base that we've got set up here as far as base tactics go. So what we're going to talk about now is just some base strategy. Now this is something that Lisa, whatever her name is, I apologize, goes over a little bit in her prepping for 40, as she talks about having multiple designs. Well, if we go over to the base planner here, what we're going to see is we've got that design, but if you notice when you pull this up, in just a moment, so there's that base design, right? So now, if we go load, we're going to go load this one. This is one of my alternate base designs. That layout is loaded, and hey, look at that, it's a completely different base design. So what we've got is, this is an island base with a single channel entry. These have gotten fairly popular amongst the higher level crowds for more recently. It's kind of a similar turret layout I've got here. I've got the main cannons over there, the flat gun, once again protects pretty much everything. Outposts, everything over here. So this is a more standard base design. And if you keep hearing that door close and up in the background and the music, it's because I'm at a bar drinking while I'm doing this, because I'm a good pirate. So anyhow, so we have just another base design here waiting to be loaded. So I'm going to go ahead and actually apply this base design. Find base layout, wait for it. Sometimes this just takes forever because my laptop is hanging. Therefore, I will drink beer while I'm waiting for. There it goes. Okay. So now we have our base design loaded. Let's go ahead and close out of this. We're going to see, hey, look at that. There's our new base. Not necessarily as good as the other base, but different. That's the big thing here, is that your base doesn't have to be a world-beating base. It really doesn't, especially when you're talking about early 40s. The thing with being early 40s is that what you're looking at is trying to defeat people roughly around your level. If someone comes over that's level 70 and wants to smash you, it doesn't matter what your base looks like at level 40. They will smash you. There's nothing you can do about it. You want to stop the 35 to 45 crowd is what you're concentrating on there, is stopping those guys. And a lot of those you're going to see have multiple mortar fleets. Sometimes they'll try and put together a blitz fleet and come in that way. So I've built this specifically to be strong against mortar fleets and, to a lesser extent, blitz fleets. Most of the fleets that come over and try to get near mortar fleets, as you've seen in a few of the other videos I've done with Mr. Longhorn and I. Longhorn, yes. He's come over with a number of mortar fleets, and my base has kicked the crap out of them because it's designed to take out mortar fleets. That's what it does. So he's coming over with hammerheads and floating fortresses with shockwave mortars on them. That's all well and good. As soon as you find something that's decent worth hitting, guess what? These are going to start shooting them down. So that is the big thing here. And this I might actually redesign, because I think this is not quite enough room between this channel and here. But once again, like I said, the base design, you do not have to design an absolute world-beating base. What you need is you need 3 bases at any one given time. You can just start switching back and forth. That's the fun part, is as soon as this base gets hit, and it will, I'm going to go in and take this other base that I had built, I'm going to redesign that, and I'm going to switch over to that. Or I'm going to switch over to what I consider my primary base design. I'll show you that here in just a second, as soon as I load it up. This up. Okay, it's loaded. And this is sort of my primary base. This is also the base that I use when I'm online, because it's very much an active defense kind of base. Active defense meaning I'll have my ships and I'll actually actively pilot them to go do things. So this is an active defense base. Which are the other two, which are kind of passive defense. They're just basically things to throw in the way of people when they're coming across. So I have, at any one time, I have the 3 base designs, the current and then the 2 saved in base planner, and I'll switch back and forth as I'm getting hit and after I've repaired. So I highly recommend you do that, because it does very much confuse whoever's coming after you, especially if someone's trying to farm you. They'll come over one day to one base design, they'll come over the next day, completely new base design. So they've got to reset, and it also gives you a psychological edge. It throws them off. So, especially if you have entrances like this entrance is over here. If you notice in my other base, the entrance was over here going horizontally, this one's going vertically. And that third base that you saw, the entrance is up here, and it goes vertically, and then horizontally, and then vertically again. So we've got a number of different designs that we can throw in the way and confuse people even more. So that is the general strategy that I use, is multiple base designs that are constantly shifting to give them something new to think about every single time they come over. And then the more they come over, the more they're going to have to realize, okay, I have no idea what this guy's doing today. Let's go in over here and see what happens. Okay, his base entrance is over there. It also gives them less time to prep. So they're hitting the same base over and over and over again. They know how to prep you, where to prep you, when to prep you, when to be able to go in and pull back out again when they've done 22% damage rather than 26. Constantly shifting base design is going to give you the edge as far as over-prepping goes. It's very easy to over-prep bases that you are unfamiliar with. And especially the way that I've designed all of these. Because if you notice, in a lot of my base designs, I've got everything I can get up front here. So, hey, look, snipe my shipyard. Go for it. All yours. Take out all my oil rigs. Okay, take out all my resource generators. All yours. These 3 buildings, take them. That's fine. You know, come around the corner before you get to my warehouses and everything else. You hit all those. Great. Hey, look, the timer ran out. I've got 50% damage. I'm bubbled for 24 hours. So that's another big thing with the base strategy that I use, is put as much of your buildings up front as humanly possible to make over-prepping very easy. So if nothing else, it buys you 12 hours to be able to go in and change bases or whatever. So that is pretty much the basics of what I wanted to go over here. As I said, this is kind of a test video. I'll be doing more in the future. Next video, I'm thinking about doing a basic salvage how-to as far as a good salvage fleet. So a lot of people I've seen are still using older fleets, don't know exactly how to go about movement with ships and using missiles or using subs or anything like that. So I was thinking about going over just a basic salvage fleet for you teens and 20s here coming up. So I'm going to show you like basic salvage how to be able to get a decent salvage fleet going early, so you can continue getting resources for further upgrades, so that when you hit 40, you're either where I'm at or a little bit further. So hopefully a little bit further. If you have walls 4 by then, that's perfect. So we'll go over that one in the next one. In fact, that sounds like fun. Let's do that in the next one. We'll go over just how to build a basic salvage fleet and how to do basic salvage operations and things like that. So I appreciate you watching. By all means, comment below. Comment suggestions. If you have other similar videos that you've seen around that you want to post in the comments, please do. And I look forward to seeing everyone again soon. Thank you very much for watching, and keep your powder dry.